want to welcome you to the Tales and Tunes show. We've got a special show for you today. I'm welcoming Diane Battistello, who is going to do some performance for you of her original songs. Hi, Diane.
Hi, Steve. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thank you.
Pleasure to be here.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. I really do appreciate it. And Diane had been one of the performers that performed in the music festival at Deer Lake last year, and that's where I really got to meet her, and through other open mics. We do a lot of the open Zoom mics, don't we, Diane?
We do. Yeah, Thursday nights.
So what we're going to do today is Diane and I are going to chat a little bit about music, songwriting, and hopefully for you it'll be informational about how these songs get written, informative in that sense, and entertaining and somewhat educational on what the challenge is to try to write a song, lyrics and chords and with your instrument and all of that, and how it is reflected in the daily duties that we have. So, Diane, when did you get started? When did you get your first instrument?
In my early 20s, I bought my first guitar and took guitar lessons, and then I played for about 5 or 6 years, and then I put it down and I went to college nights. And after I graduated, it was actually about 20 years later, I heard Carolyn Meese talking about needing to have harmony in your life, and I pulled the guitar out of the closet after that and went back to playing.
Who is Carolyn Meese?
She's an American philosopher.
Okay.
M-Y-S-S is her last name. Yeah.
I'm curious, back in the day when you first bought your guitar, what actually caused you to go out and buy that guitar? What was it? Do you remember?
I actually moved to Vermont, and I always wanted to play guitar and sing. I used to like to sing, so when I was little, I grew up on a river, and I used to go to the river and sing to the trees. It sounds kind of silly, but it was just very calming. And then if the wind blew the right way, the trees sounded like they were applauding, and it was just amazing. It was a fun little feeling, and that urge to sing had always stayed with me. And then having a guitar would enable me to sing sing with my own songs.
Sure, it's not silly at all to me. I can remember when I was growing up, when it was 3 boys, and we had to do the dishes, and whenever I was doing the dishes, I would be singing, which drove everybody out of the kitchen. But singing always seemed to be a part of me also, wherever, so I do understand that. And the desire to get the guitar. My first guitar came from, I made confirmation, and my uncle in Italy was my, stood in for me, and my mother asked, because I had asked for a guitar too. It was during the folk movement.
Right.
And he sent me a guitar from Italy.
Aww.
Which I still have, a little 6-string. It's kind of battered, but I have it at home in Hackettstown where we used to live. So I understand that. What music were you listening to at that time that affected you in terms of, I guess, as we move on, that established you as a songwriter and influenced you?
I think the first song that really struck me to the core was Both Sides Now.
Oh.
Judy Collins, I think, was singing it at the time. I didn't know about Joni Mitchell at that time. I knew Judy Collins. And then one day I learned about Joni Mitchell, and it opened up a whole new world for me, and I was just mesmerized by her writing. So I was very much influenced by that in the 60s and the 70s. And as I got into the 80s, I came across Greg Brown's music. And his words just came alive to me. They were so vivid. I could see everything that he was writing about. And I studied, and my songwriting changed by listening to his music.
Had you written songs up to that point? Actually, that's a good point. When did you write your first song, if you can remember?
In the 1972, 73, wow. I think, when I was living in Vermont. they probably weren't very good songs. Although I do still have a couple of them. I need to go back and drag them out and relearn them.
Sure.
But my style of songwriting changed after I became aware of Greg Brown's music, and just listening to his music gave me a better idea. It showed more movement to me in my songs.
Can you recall one of his songs that particularly
Absolutely,
affected you?
Mississippi Moon.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the one that did it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of it's not incredible to me. It's really understandable that we who write songs can be so affected by other songwriters' songs, because would you say that these songs come from their heart about issues that are very important to them or to us that we want to get out for somebody else to hear.
Right, and they become teachers for us.
Yes.
Anybody who's inquisitive about music, you listen to somebody else's song, you get inspired by it, and it sends you off on a new path of your own, but they were the influence, or your teacher.
That is so true. I have found that we've had to go through this pandemic. Prior to the pandemic, there would be some places that I would perform, but not many. But during the pandemic, the last 3 years, I've probably participated in 100 Zoom mics. And I would say I've learned, many times I have said to the group of people that, singer-songwriters, that they're my mentors, because they will either sing a song that touches you and causes you to want to maybe consider that, to write something about it, or they'll reference another singer-songwriter that is so powerful that you want to try to learn their music also. And it's great fun revisiting these songs and presenting them with your own style. You have a beautiful style of presenting.
Thank you.
Your music, which you guys are going to get to see shortly when Diane performs some of her songs. Would you say, Diane, that you're self-taught, or you did take some lessons? Where would you put that on that?
I take lessons off and on from different songwriters. When I feel like I need to learn, if I'm writing a song and I get stuck, I don't know what to do, I will take lessons. I don't sign up to take lessons forever. I sign up to take lessons for a couple of months.
Okay.
And I work with people who allow me to bring my own music in, and we work the songs together, and then I might not visit them again for a couple of years. So that's been very helpful for me. I do keep a lot of like chord books and music books around, and songwriting books, but I find it really helpful to work with people. That you can ask a question and get an answer right then.
Yeah. Collaborations are really valuable, I think. I know there's some of my friends have written some poetry, and I've asked their permission to take it and to modify it and put it into a song form, which gets to the point that I wanted to ask you about also, is what actually, if you will, is the prompt that causes Diane to say, I have to write a song about that? Have you figured that out? I don't know whether I know.
It's funny that you say the word prompt, because one of my favorite ways to write a song is from an assigned prompt. And we're going to hear Deer Lake, the song I wrote for your festival today, which was an assigned prompt. I don't know what it is about having to write something. I belong to the Rhode Island Songwriter Association, and anyone trying to learn songwriting, I would highly recommend that you join some kind of an organization of songwriting.
Good advice.
Because you get assignments, and you have to be back in a month with a song. They also offer critiques, so you can go with a group of songwriters and perform your song in a room that's very comfortable. And you get feedback from different people to help you make your song, help you improve your song. So the prompts have been good for me. Occasionally, one of my songs, the song "Naked Trees" that I sing in the autumn, I was just walking the dog down the street. It was the autumn. The leaves had fallen off the trees, and I just noticed that the trees looked like little people. Some of them were tall, some of them had little faces, and just all of a sudden a couple lines just came to me with a tune. So I just took it home and worked from there. That. So that was the inspiration.
A lot of people will ask what you've just pointed out. They will say, well, what comes first? Do the words come first? Does the melody come first? And I think you've sort of answered that. Sometimes they both come. Sometimes it's a lyric. Sometimes it's something you want to say. Sometimes it's a little melody. How about chords? Sometimes maybe some chords impress you that you play, and you say, well, I need to do something with that progression.
I don't think I start with the chords. If I get a tune with some words that come in, what I'll do is I'll go home and I'll sing that into my tuner.
Okay.
And I'll get the notes that I've been singing, and from there I'll put it in the key. And then I lay out all the chords in the key, and I'll pick a pattern from that. So that's how the music comes together for me.
Do you have a favorite key?
Probably G.
G.
Yeah. The people's key, right?
That was John Prine's favorite key,
Yeah.
too. He wrote most of his songs in the key of G, which I love, of course.
Pete Seeger called it the people's key.
Did he really? Oh, I love Pete Seeger. Who would you say are your, other than Joni Mitchell, as you went through your songwriting career, are there others that have appeared that have influenced you, other than the singer-songwriters you met out in the Zooms?
Let's see. There's a lot of people that I learned in the 80s listening to. Kevin So from Massachusetts.
New one for me.
I like to listen to his songs. Try to think of some of the women songwriters.
No, that's good. I mean, it's hard to bring this stuff up, our influences, when the years go by. Let me ask you about your instrument. What do you play?
I have a Martin acoustic auditorium guitar, 0001.
Very nice.
And I got it in Y2K. I'm a one guitar person.
Sure, why not? That's anybody that has more. You can't play more than one guitar at a time, right? So interesting. So sometimes prompts will cause a song to be written, and sometimes the idea comes from seeing some sort of visual, and sometimes occurrences take place that you want to comment on. Would you say that you've written songs of that nature versus topical songs that refer to things that are going on in the world right now?
I have songs on the war in Ukraine. I'm actually reworking the song I have about Ukraine. I really like the song a lot, but I need to change the ending because the war has changed. I have songs on the gun lobby, how the gun lobby has such control over people. Nobody can break the gun lobby. So I do like to write. I call them topical songs. I do like to write topical songs.
Excellent, excellent. So, do you have any special things that you do to prepare for a performance? Let's say a live. We know what's. We know what our Zoom performances are, right? Compare a Zoom performance with a live performance. What are the differences between the two? Not obvious to perhaps our audience, but who's here, I know they know, but the difference between live performance versus a Zoom performance. Each has its advantages.
If I'm going to do a live performance, I try to go out to live open mics in advance of the performance.
Idea. Sure.
Like a couple of times a week for a few weeks before the performance. I don't really call myself a performer. It's not really something that I like to do. I like to write songs, and I'm very much an introvert, so getting up on stage in front of a bunch of people is not something that I really like to do. But in December, I was part of a songwriting contest, and I had 2 songs I had to do, and I just went out to a bunch of open mics, and by the time the night came for that performance, I did really well. I was really happy with myself.
No, that's a very good point. I mean, when writing songs is really a private, personal thing, isn't it? And you you work on a song and the lyrics, you work on it, it changes and changes, and then there comes a time when you've got to get it out there. And I would agree with you. I feel the same way. I mean, to me, it is very rewarding to create a set of lyrics, to create a melody or whatever harmonies in the arrangements that I'm making of the song, and get it recorded. I have lots of songs recorded on this station. How have you memorialized your songs? Do you have CDs or do you have a website? How can people hear your music?
Thank you for asking. I have 2 CDs. The latest one is called Introverts Buffet, or what I did on my COVID vacation. There was a lot of songs that came to me during that time. My website is Diane Battistello, BATTISTELLO.com. And I have YouTube station and
very good. We'll put that in the notes too,
Thank
so
you.
that people can see it and reference them.
Thank you.
You know, I think that's important for us to do. What are you doing right now? I mean, not at this instant, but what's on your agenda for the next couple weeks?
Well, for the next couple of weeks, I'm touring around with my friend Mr. Evans over here. And after that, I am going to sit down, and I have a whole lot of songs that I've started, but I've been putting off finishing them because I just don't have, I didn't have enough ideas for them, and they've been kind of, the ideas have been trickling in, and so.
I understand that perfectly. I probably have more, I don't know, almost a dozen set notes of different songs that I wanted to start and you know, finish, but just not gotten to it. So, and it takes a certain amount. That's why I think your suggestion about having a prompt or going to a singer-songwriter program is probably a good idea for those. Now, do you think anybody can write a song?
I do.
I do too.
Yeah.
The folks don't normally think they can do, oh, I couldn't write a song, I hear them say, you know, but I try to encourage them to try and to put their thoughts out and see what happens. So I hope that this becomes possibly a motivation for you to give it a try. And I thank you so much, Diane, for coming.
Thanks for having me, Steve.
I love it. And we're going to take a little break, and then Diane is going to sing some of her beautiful original songs that she's written. And I'm looking forward to that, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. So thank you again, Diane.
Thanks for having me.
Very welcome.
My name's Diane Battistello, and I'd like to thank Steve Azzaro for having me here today. I'm going to sing a few songs. The first song is called Aging, and it's appropriate for the baby boomer generation. And how it came about is I actually sent an email to someone that said, my feet hurt, my knees don't work, and I'm going to throw my mirror out. And then I hit send. And then after you send it, you're like, oh, shit, I shouldn't have done that, right? So I said, okay, what key are you going to sing it in? So here's the song. My feet hurt, my knees don't work, I'm going to throw my mirror out. I creak and I crack, got an achy back. What is this? Tell me, what is it all about? Age is catching up with me. I will not go there gracefully, no, no, no. I will not go there gracefully, 'cause I don't want to, no. I'm counting sheep, I cannot sleep. There's ringing in my ears, and won't you help me, please help me find my keys, 'cause I thought I left them on the table right here, but age is catching up with me. I will not go there gracefully, no, no, no. I will not go there gracefully, 'cause I don't want to, no. No! The saying goes that youth is wasted on the young. But if only I could go back there, I'd do some of the things I could have done. But now, the years spin past much too fast. My brown hair's turned all gray. I try to do things I used to do. Sometimes I have to turn and walk away, 'cause age is catching up with me. I will not go there gracefully. I will not go there gracefully, 'cause I don't want to go. No! Not going there. This next song is called Deer Lake, and I wrote it at the invitation of Steve's for a song for the Deer Lake Music Festival. And thank you to Pathfinders for all they do. Deer Lake, you always welcome me. Here's where I like to be. I like to be right here. And I come out here to catch my breath. Out here I feel my heartbeat rest. I know, and out here I'm worry-free. Birds and bees, little chestnut trees, flowers blooming at my knees. We laugh out loud when we hike through the Fat Man Squeeze. We like to be right here. We come out here to catch our breath. Out here we feel our heartbeat rest. We know when we're here, we're worry-free. Open space, I can see the sky. Like those who've come before me, I'm just a passerby. Future generations will not be denied. The path for them is found right here. And they'll come out here to catch their breath. Out here they'll feel their heartbeat rest. They know when they're here, they're worry-free. Deer Lake, you always welcome me. Here's where I like to be. I like to be right here. We like to be right here, and they like to be here too. So this next song is called On the Run, and it's a song about working mothers, for working mothers. 4:30 snooze alarm, I'm already late. Run downstairs, coffee's on, tell me will it rain? Find a dress, comb my hair, paint my face in vain. Wake the children, pack the lunch, hurry for the train. And I sleep at night with my boots on. I'm up before the dawn. trying to hold my world together. I'm always on the run. 8 a.m. meeting time, big boss cannot wait. Sales campaign, conference call, company must gain. Business lunch, strategize, persuade and entertain. Close the deal, check in at home. No time for this migraine. And I sleep at night with my boots on. I'm up before the dawn, trying to hold my world together. I'm always on the run. Six o'clock, grocery shop, family dinner date. Come home to broken glass, a window smashed. Who wants to explain? No, don't tell me the dog's the one to blame. Help me in the kitchen here before I go insane. And I sleep at night with my boots on. I'm up before the dawn, trying to hold my world together. I'm always on the run. Now I lay me down to sleep, contemplate my fate. Some days I want to go and yet I stay. I really can't explain the craziness inside of me, the frenzy in my brain. But if I had to do it all again, you know I'd do it just the same. Yeah, sleep at night with my boots on, get up before the dawn, hold everybody's world together, always on the run, on the run, on the run. So this next song is called Green Mountain Blue, and it actually, in the 70s, I got tired of living in Massachusetts and I decided to go north. And I lived on Grand Isle, which is 40 miles north of Burlington, and you have to cross a sandbar to get over to the island. So that's referenced in this song. And all the friends that are referenced in this song, I lost touch with them until Facebook, right? Then everybody's back together again as friends. I lived on an island in the Green Mountains once, an old farmhouse with some friends. We had to drive across a sandbar and go 40 miles to town, 40 miles home, cross the sandbar again. We go fishing in the morning, swimming at noon. In the evening you could find us out 'neath the silvery moon, telling tales of days gone by and talking about dreams that lie ahead. Oh, what a lazy life we led. There were days in the garden, some days we just read. Did not take long for us to forget the ways of the 8 to 5 o'clock working days. 'Cause we'd be fishing in the morning, swimming at noon. In the evening you could find us 'neath the silvery moon. We'd be telling tales of days gone by and talking about dreams that lie ahead. Yeah, we'd be fishing in the morning, swimming out noon. In the evening you could find us 'neath the silvery moon. We'd be telling tales of days gone by and talking about dreams that lie ahead. Many a year has come and gone since then. We've all moved on to other friends. Yet often I sit out in the evening sun and look back at that house in the Green Mountain Fun. See, I never go fishing in the morning or swimming out noon. Sometimes you can catch me in a silvery moon. I tell you my tales of days gone by, and I always get Green Mountain blue. Yes, I'll tell you my tales of days gone by, and I always get Green Mountain blue. I'm going to leave you with one last song. It's called Words Not War. And I wrote it after the Israeli-Palestinian conflict that started. In a perfect world, there'd be no harm, no babies dying in their parents' arms. We'd lay down the weapons and stop the bombs, and we'd use words, not war. Deep roots of anger, seeds of hate. What is the answer? What is the fate? The world is spinning on its edge, but it's not too late if we choose words, not war. Well, I've heard it said that the point of war is to gain a stable peace. That's a cruel and painful premise, for the anguish does not cease. And the profiteers and the politicians, well, they look the other way. They're busy counting all the profits in the war machine, but they ask us all to pray. In a perfect world, there'd be no greed, and everyone would have all the things they need. We'd come to terms on a moral creed, and we'd choose words, not war. We choose words, not war. We choose words, not war. Thank you so much, Steve, for having me. It's been a real pleasure to be here.